Happy Friday. It is February 26th and it is time to check our bell work. So we have a whole bunch of math stories on our bell work today, and I'm guessing that you've seen it's either multiplication or it's division, one of the two. And our job is to figure out which one and solve them out. We're supposed to write and solve an equation for each, and our answer should always be in simplest form. So this first question says, a bag of pistachios is 2 1/4 ounces. If you have 4/5 of a bag, how many ounces does it weigh? Okay, so we've talked about this part of a part, or part of a whole. And when we see that we're trying to find the part of a whole, then that's multiplication, right? So this is saying you have 4/5 of a bag, and the bag is 2 1/4 ounces. So 4/5 of 2 1/4 means 2 1/4 times 4/5. So this should be a multiplication equation, and the key part was knowing that we have 4/5 of that. Okay, so I'm multiplying a mixed number by a fraction. I need to change this mixed number to improper to start. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9/4. And this 4/5 gets to stay just how it is. I like you just how you are, 4/5. And now we're gonna check it out. Can I cross simplify anywhere? Well, yeah, there's a 4 and another 4. So I'm gonna cross those out and put ones, because 4 goes into itself one time. 9 times 1 is 9. 1 times 5 is 5. And let's go ahead and make this a mixed number. 5 goes into 9 one time, and there's 4 left over out of 5. So 1 4/5 ounces is what you should have. And notice that's less than what you started with, which makes sense because it's 2 1/4 ounces for the whole thing, but you have 4/5 of the bag. That means you have less than the whole bag, right? 4 out of 5 is less than 1. So it makes sense that our answer is lower. Okay, number 2. Tommy is cutting apples into sixths, and sixths means 1/6. He has 4 apples. How many sixths will he have? So he's starting with these 4 apples, right? And he's cutting them up into sixths. So I want to know how many sixths there are in 4. That means I'm dividing up the apples into sixths, right? So I'm going to start with my apples. And I want to know how many sixths there are in 4. So this problem is 4 divided by 1/6. And we learned that when I'm trying to divide by a fraction, that we can use the inverse, right? And we can do 4 times the reciprocal of 1/6, which is 6/1. And 6/1, yes, is 6. So we get an answer of 24 sixths. And I think that makes sense, don't you? If he has 4 apples and we're cutting each apple up into 6 pieces, we would have 4 times 6, 24 little pieces. Okay, number 3. A glass of lemonade took 2 1/2 scoops of sugar to make. Hopefully little scoops, otherwise that would be a lot. If you wanted to make 3 glasses, how many scoops of sugar would you need? So we know that 1 glass takes 2 1/2. We want 3 glasses. So wouldn't you have 2 1/2 3 times? Yeah, so to show that, I would do 2 1/2 times 3. And if you wrote 3 times 2 1/2, that is totally fine because the commutative property has got your back. All right, 2 1/2 needs to change. It needs to change into an improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5/2 times, and this 3, it would be great if it had a denominator, so let's give it 1. 3 divided by 1 is 3, so it's equivalent. Can I cross simplify? No. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2. And now it's improper. Let's make it a mixed number. 2 times 7 gets me closest to 15, and there's a 1 left over out of 2. So 7 1/2 is what it would take for 3 glasses of lemonade. 7 1/2 scoops. Okay, we're halfway there. Number 4, Fiona wants to run 60 miles this school year. She plans to run 1/2 of a mile each day. How many days will it take her to run 60 miles? So with this question, we know she wants to run a total of 60, right? So you're given the total, and basically we want to know how many halves there are in 60. So what kind of a problem do we need to do when you're given the total and we're supposed to divvy it up? Division. I'm gonna take these 60 miles and divide them by 1/2 because I wanna know how many halves there are in 60. So in order to solve this, I can multiply by the reciprocal. I can use inverse operations to help me solve it. This would be 60 times, and the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2/1, which is 2. And I know 6 times 2 is 12, and when you're multiplying by a multiple of 10, we just get to pop that 0 there, and we learn that's not a magic trick, that it actually works mathematically. That's the pattern we see. So 120 days. That's how long it would take her, which it makes sense because 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 whole, right? So it takes 2 days to run 1 mile. So if it takes 2 days to run 1 mile and we want to run 60, that would be 60 times 2. All right, number 5. On Monday, Billy picked up 1/2 pound of cans to recycle. On Tuesday, he picked up 6/7 of that amount. How many pounds did Billy pick up on Tuesday? Well, he picked up 1/2 for the first day, right? And then the next day he picked up 6/7 of that. So if I want to take 6/7 of that, we learned that that means multiplication, right? So 6/7 of 1/2, I can do 6/7 times 1/2. If you wrote 1/2 times 6/7, that's okay. But this is not a division problem. We want to know what 6/7 of this is. In our number talks, we've talked tons about seeing the patterns and what that of means. And it does mean multiplication. And we know why. All right, so with this, the first thing I want to do, I want to see if I could cross simplify. And if you forgot to do that, it's okay. You'll get the same answer at the end. But 6 and 2 can be simplified. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3, 7 times 1 is 7, and we get 3/7. So 3/7 pounds, or 3/7 of a pound. Either one is fine by me. Now if you had 6/14, those can both be divided by 2, and you'd get down to 3/7 anyhow. All right, we're on our last problem. Aaron has 1/2 of a large pizza to share between 4 people. How much pizza will each person get? So you're told how much you have, and then you're told how many you have to share between. So you're given the total and the amount of people you have to share between. This is division. What are we dividing up? We're dividing up the pizza, right? So you need to start with 1/2 of the pizza, and we're dividing that between 4 people. So 1/2 divided by 4. So we want to know how much each person will get. I'm going to use the inverse operations. 1/2 times, hopefully you said 1/4, because the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4, because this is like 4/1, and we just go bloop, bloop, switch it around. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 4 is 8, so each person gets 1/8 of the pizza. And you are done with your bell work for today. Good job.